Thank you very much. Thanks, Brent. Oh, again, I'd like to welcome everyone to Commissioners Court. We do have a quorum. Commissioner Thomas is at conference this week. But with that, I will call it to order. And first up is citizens' comments. No comments. Item 1, consider and take action on previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on May 7th, 2019. Are there any additions or deletions to the minute?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the minutes of the Commissioners Court regular session of May the 7th, 2019 as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesling, seconded by Commissioner McCam to approve the minutes of May 7th as presented. Any further comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes. Item number 2, consider and take action to proclaim the week of May the 19th through May 25th as Emergency Medical Service Appreciation Week. And Mr. Seckel is with us again this week to read the proclamation.
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
I am Bill Seckel, and I still am with the Athens Sons of the American Revolution. And we are here again today to honor another group. As I said in the past week, we honor our patriot ancestors that gave us this great country by honoring today's young patriots and heroes. And with your permission, I'd like to read a proclamation.
Please do.
Whereas in 1973, President Gerald Ford authorized Emergency Medical Services Week, and since that year and every year thereafter, the nation marks the third week of May to celebrate EMS practitioners who risk their own lives and health to protect others. And whereas emergency medical services is a crucial public service, and whereas the dedicated members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, and whereas those members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical services providers, now therefore we, County Judge and Commissioners of Henderson County, Texas, do hereby proclaim May 19th through May 25th, 2019 as Emergency Medical Services Week, with the theme, EMS Strong, Called to Care, and extend appreciation to all emergency medical service workers for their conscientious emergency medical services to the citizens and visitors of Henderson County, Texas.
Thank you very much. Are there any comments from the court? Commissioner Tudor?
I think it's another one of those great things, and it takes a dedicated person to fill one of these positions, as we've said the last couple of weeks. And I have two of these people in my family, and our family's been, not my family, but my wife's family's been dedicated to medical services. So I commend you and thank you for recognizing another American hero.
Commissioner McCann?
I'd just like to say thank you to those who take this emergency medical service as a calling.
Mr. Giesling?
I'll echo the comments of my fellow commissioners. I'll add to that. The services that you provide are so often overlooked until you pick up the phone and you dial 911 and you're in trouble. And then you're totally reliant on these volunteers and professionals that come to your aid. For that, I sincerely thank you and all the EMS in this country, the job that you perform to keep us all safe and let us see another day.
Thank you all. And with us today, we have at the back, in the back, UT EMS. If y'all would please be recognized. If you would stand up and.
Thank you for recognizing us. It's it's more than just the ambulance, the people on the ambulance, it's also our first responders that deliver the same service.
Exactly.
Thank you. With that, we'll entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner Tooley, to approve the proclamation declaring the week of May 19th through the 25th as Emergency Medical Service Appreciation Week. All those in favor? Item passes. Thank you. Item number 3 is consider and take action on a resolution in support of the Habitat for Humanity of Smith County. We were approached a couple of months ago to have this on the agenda in support for the Habitat for Humanity of Smith County as an appropriation item. We come in and give them support, and they use our numbers to go after more grant funding to be expended in Henderson County. They have worked in the county in the last few years, providing services to individuals that are in need. At one time, we had one in Henderson County, but I believe it folded about 6 years ago. And Smith County's Habitat for Humanity is reaching out to be a part as well. And I'll be happy to answer any questions, and after that, I'll read the proclamation. Any questions from the court?
So by Smith County using our demographic numbers, if that increased federal funding, that federal funding increase, would that be applied to Henderson County or would it be applied to Smith County?
My understanding and expectation is for Henderson County. This is the preliminary portion, just to get the ball rolling. We do expect the additional funding to be spent in Henderson County,
Okay.
based upon qualifications.
Sure. Has any other counties joined in with Smith County? Those counties that are contiguous to Smith?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. And this is like for there's no time limits on this that I saw, but this would be an annual.
Yes, sir. It would be an annual proclamation to sign on each year or every 2 years, depending on the grant cycle.
Is this the first time that we've done this?
Yes, sir, it is.
Because I think there's some place in Henderson County called Labor of Love now. That's kind of just an organization that formed because this didn't happen.
That's correct. It's still functional, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this the first time they've approached us?
Yes, it is.
I have no further questions.
Any other questions?
I suppose if it was successful, then it would be Habitat for Humanity of Henderson and Smith counties.
I believe that we could have those discussions for continued support based on that.
I would definitely like to see that happen if continuing support after we evaluate what they do over the next 12 months.
Agreed.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, I'll take a moment to read the proclamation. It says, whereas Henderson County's most recent population estimates from the United States Census Bureau is projected to be over 82,299, and whereas the census statistics project that 21.9% of Henderson County's estimated population is age 65 or older, and whereas census statistics further project that of the Henderson County population who are age 65 or older, 9.1% of that number fall below the poverty level. And whereas Henderson County's Commissioner's Court is concerned about its citizens living in unsafe and unhealthy conditions, and whereas Habitat for Humanity of Smith County strives to create community stability through critical home repair for low to moderate income families, and whereas Henderson County Commissioner's Court and Habitat for the Humanity of Smith County agree that a home that creates health and or safety issues for the homeowner is a home that is in need of critical home repair. And whereas Habitat for Humanity of Smith County is capable and willing to provide services within Henderson County to address this concern. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Commissioners Court of Henderson County, through adoption of this resolution, supports Habitat for Humanity of Smith County in its efforts to apply for a affordable housing program grant through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Dallas, which will support our community revitalization efforts. Any further comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the resolution for Habitat of Humanity of Smith County. All those in favor? Item passes. Thank you, Court. Item number 4, consider and take action on property tax collection contracts between Henderson County and the following taxing authorities. And please bear with me, it's lengthy. The City of Athens, City of Brownsboro, Caney City, City of Log Cabin, City of Chandler, City of Enchanted Oaks, City of Eustace, City of Frankston, City of Gun Barrel, City of Malakoff, City of Payne Springs, the City of Star Harbor, City of Toole, City of Trinidad, Athens ISD, Brownsboro ISD, Crossroads ISD, Eustace ISD, Frankston ISD, LaPoynor ISD, Malakoff ISD, Murchison ISD, Trinidad ISD, and Emergency Service Districts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11, Lakeview Management Development District, Henderson County Levy District Number 3, Trinity Valley Community College, and the Athens Municipal Water Authority. This is an annual or biannual. I believe we have our tax assessor collector here with us. Ms. Goodall, would you please come forward and visit with the court on the proposed contracts?
These are actually the annual contracts that we do with all of our entities. It's done yearly and it's time for renewal.
Questions of our tax assessor?
Do we collect for all entities in Henderson County, or there's some that we don't collect for?
There is some, like Maybank ISD that's in Henderson County we do not collect for. And there's some Eustace that's in Van Zant County we do not collect for. I think Brownsboro's got some Van Zant County. LaPoynor's got some Anderson County. There's some that we don't collect for. But everything that's located in Henderson County, majority of it we collect for.
Is there any updates to the contract or any additions or?
Yes, sir, there is an addition that we're going to enclose that form that's the notification of tax rate. That's kind of new. That eliminates having to read all the minutes and everything. This is going to be a standardized form that's going to be included with the contract each year now.
If they don't submit that, what's the recourse?
The contract,
No.
the notification of tax
The
rate.
notification, your notification of tax rate, where you're requesting that upon agreement and accepted to this date.
Well, they'll be in contempt of the contract because it's noted on the contract that it has to be, returned back to us by September 1st.
So I assume if you do not get one of these back, you're going to bring that to Commissioners Court so the court can take action that we're not going to collect these taxes?
We can leave them off the tax statement until they return it.
I think it has to be a court action.
Well, as is on the contract, they're required to return the tax statement,
know.
the tax rate to us by September 1st.
I know.
And with the knowledge that if they do not, they're left off the tax statement until that is returned. And that'll be billed at their own expense.
Okay. I had a couple other questions. Basically, we've always enjoyed this particular thing on Commissioners Court because we get to talk about how much we charge these entities, and basically, once upon a time, everyone was charged the same amount at 90 cents a parcel, except for the Trinity Valley Community College, which was charged 1% of the tax. I noticed in this year's contracts that we have some deviations from that. The deviations noted, Payne Springs is at 1%.
It's delinquent collections only. They don't have a current collection.
All right.
Gun Barrels, City of Gun Barrels. is
Gun
the-
Barrel was 1% as well, I noticed. On the Trinity Valley Community College, 5% was added on delinquency. Is that normal?
Yes, sir. It's not
Okay.
been changed.
Okay.
Not recently.
Because it isn't spelled out in the AISDs that I noticed.
Correct.
It was just delineated very clearly on the Trinity Valley Community College that it was 1% payable to the tax assessor collector for the collection of the taxes, and 5% if they collect any delinquencies, and then, of course, 15% goes to the law firm that is doing that, which is the same as it is in all other contracts. That 5% was something on their contract and only their contract. Why was that?
I don't know. It was that way before I became tax assessor.
I'd like to see these contracts all the same, the verbiage the same on every one of them. Of course, the ESDs, I did mention that we've had fun over the last 8 years whittling away on the ESD rate, because it was at once upon a time at 90 cents, and the judge will be pleased. I'm not going to try to get it lower than a nickel. Going from 90 cents to a nickel was a pretty good accomplishment over 8 years, so I think that is a fair amount that the ESDs have to pay now. The last one I had is the Henderson County Levy District Number 3. It's at 2%.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
That's what it was. I didn't set that. That's been that way for years.
Is there actually a tax levied in that district?
I'm sorry?
Is there actually a tax levied in that district? For some reason, I didn't know if there was or not.
I don't know.
It came up several years ago.
I don't know.
Okay. It's in place if, the contract's in place if they do.
Right.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Any other comments?
I'm glad that you set it up on the agenda like this, where people can see that even though the bill comes from Henderson County, how many entities we're collecting from, and that all their money's not going back to Henderson County.
Correct.
Right.
Maybe this will give everybody the idea that the county's not collecting all these taxes, it's all these entities.
Not getting all the
come,
money.
come on, Commissioner. Everybody knows when, they call in to you and they just paid their taxes, it's all going to road and bridge funds. And they don't understand why you have potholes down there on your road, because they just wrote that big check out to Henderson County and it all went to road and bridge funds.
That was one of the reasons why that I set it up on the agenda the way I did, to help educate the public as to the role that the county plays in the taxing process. We are required, if an entity inside the county, if they so request for us to collect for them, we cannot refuse to do that. So therefore, all of the tax collection for school districts, cities, all falls upon the county, but the county does not set the actual ad valorem tax rate for those entities. It's just that in the general wisdom of the Texas legislature, they put that burden upon the county. And of course, everyone, when you get your tax statement at the top of the page says Henderson County, and therefore the assumption is that Henderson County is getting the use of that entire amount, and it is not. So we're beginning to put forth a little more effort in trying to educate as to how that process works. One of the wonderful things the legislature's saying these days is transparency, and that's what we're doing here today, is trying to make the process more transparent. Any other comments?
I know my earlier comment may have sounded a little bit flippant, but the amount of times that I personally have heard that comment by people calling in with problems with their road. We have retired Commissioner Lawrence with us today. I'm sure he has heard that more times than he cares to remember now that he's retired. Commissioner McCam has definitely heard it a lot over the last 5 months as we've had 26 inches of rain, coupled with 25 inches of rain in the fourth quarter of last year. So that's over 50 inches of rain. In the normal rainfall for Henderson County is only 41 inches, and we've had more than that in the last 6 months. So those kind of calls are hitting us on a regular basis, and Commissioner Tooley is new, but he said earlier he's getting those calls already. So tell the folks that you run across when they pay their taxes, it isn't all for road and bridge maintenance. It is going to the cities, the ISDs, the water districts,
Development districts.
and so on and so forth. And it really all doesn't go to Peggy Goodall, tax assessor collector, right?
Right in and right out.
How do we wish to proceed?
I move they approve the contracts for the 2019 tax year.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the property tax collection contracts between Henderson County and the aforementioned entities. Excuse me? I misstated earlier? What did I say? ESD 9, excuse me,
other than
ESD 10.
Yeah.
There is no ESD
9.
8 or 9.
It is 10.
It is 10. My apologies for the confusion, thank you. With that, all those in favor? Item passes. Thank you. Thank you, Peggy. Item 5, consider and take action to set a public hearing on request to set speed limit of 35 miles an hour on County Road 3817 located in Precinct 3. Commissioner McCam?
Yes, I've been approached by several residents on County Road 3817, concerned about the speed limit on that road and the amount of traffic on it. As you can see in your packet, I do have some signatures just to show the concern of some of the residences. There are 15 residents. There's way more on that street, but I think that does show you the concern. To go to 35, I don't have to have any sort of petition, but I wanted you all to see that there was concern on that road.
Okay.
And I would like to set a public hearing on that road for a 35 mile an hour speed limit.
How does June 4th sound? How does June 4th sound to you?
That'd be perfect.
Okay.
So I move that we set a public hearing on posting a 35 mile an hour speed limit on County Road 3817 in Precinct 3 for June the 4th at 9:20 a.m.
Second.
Have a motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Tooley to set a public hearing for posting of a 35 mile an hour speed limit for County Road 3817 on June the 4th at 9:20 a.m. Any further comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes.
Thank you, Court.
Item number 6, receive financial reports.
Judge, we have no financial reports for today.
Thank you. Item 7, consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheet.
We have none of those as well.
Thank you. Item 10, item 9. Item 8, sorry. Consider and take action on submitted contracts. No contracts? Item 9, consider and take action on requests for right-of-way permits. Thank you. Item 10, consider and take action on submitted budget amendments. Item 11, consider and take action on bills.
That guy always shows up.
Yes, always.
All right, our total for the bills this week is $265,591.78.
Commissioner Tooley, any questions?
No, sir.
Commissioner McCam?
I had none.
Commissioner Giesland?
No, I didn't have any either.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the bills in the amount of $265,591.78. All those in favor? Item passes.
I'll do better next week.
You were doing that for Commissioner Lawrence.
I wanted him to think that I had mellowed out.
Item number 12, consider and take action on submitted plats. No plats. Item 13, open and consider bids. Ms. Nicholson.
Yes, we have one bid today. It's for a used chip spreader to be assigned at Precinct 4. We had 2 responses. One was from Ronco and one was from ED Edna.
Commissioner Giesland.
As Ms. Nicholson said, we went out to bid for a chip spreader. Because it's the only way that you can acquire a used piece of equipment that costs over $50,000. Or the other option is to buy a new piece of equipment, which Precinct 4 cannot afford. So we decided to take this legal route to put it out to bid. And as Ms. Nicholson said, there was 2 respondents. In actuality, the one respondent from Romco Equipment did not meet the specifications because the spec was for a 4-wheel drive unit. ED Attenire, this is a factory refurbished used machine. I'm inclined to accept their bid as presented.
Any questions for Commissioner Giesland? If not, entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the bid from ED Attenire for a used Attenire chip spreader.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner McCam, to accept and award the bid from ED Attenire and Company for a used chip spreader. Any further comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes. Item 14, consider and take action to adjourn.
So
I move we
moved.
adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam. Second by Commissioner Tooley to adjourn. All those in favor? Item passes. Thank you very much for being a part of our work today.